Hi folks, just wanted to talk to you for a minute here and talk about this spoon I'm going to make, and you'll get to see the process of making that spoon. Now I designed this spoon so that I could scrape the bottom of a pan, because you know, with a round wooden spoon like this one, it gets into the corner of the dish, but it doesn't really scrape the bottom of the dish. So I wanted something that would do both. So I came up with this design, and so I hope you enjoy the process of making a spatula. Okay, so I'll talk to you about how I make the wooden spatula. And I'm just going to make a small one. This is 10 inches long by 2 inches wide. And what I would typically do is look at the grain pattern and decide what I would like. Like some pieces have some really nice grain in them. Maybe like this one would have a different grain pattern, and you would want the handle up here. And this piece has a crack in it, so you want to put your handle up here and turn away most of that, and then allow your blade portion of the spoon to be at this end. This is going to be a nice figured piece. So anyway, I have this piece of walnut, and what you do is figure out how big you want your blade section to be. So I usually just take a cup and do a rough estimate of maybe how big I want it, and it's really just a guess, and it's just guidelines. It doesn't have to be precise. So just kind of draw a line. Maybe I'll use my marker here. It'll probably show up a little better. But so here's the line, and it's just a rough guideline of that. And then I would find the center on the piece, and I would just punch a hole there so you can mount that on the lathe very easily. The other thing that I would do is I would transfer this center line to the front, and then connect the line all the way to the end, so that I divide this piece in half, and then I can connect this like that. And then I have this side I have already drawn off. So what I do is, from the center of the piece, I will measure out a 1/2 inch and draw a line, and the same in this direction, a 1/2 inch and draw a line. So my board is 1 inch. So now I have, once I cut this away on the bandsaw, then I have 1 inch stock here, inch stock here that I can turn, and I won't have to turn away all this stuff. I'm going to just cut it off with the bandsaw. Okay, so here I just went to the bandsaw and cut these pieces off. That's pretty straightforward. And like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just that you're just cutting away some of the waste. Now you can go to the lathe and mount it up on your center and get turning the handle. So here it is. Here's the rough turn, and I won't turn any more on the blade end. I just wanted to get the shoulders kind of defined. We can do the rest of this on the sander, on the belt sander. I will do sanding up to 400 grit and then part it off here. Okay, so here comes the next step. You have to decide which will be the top and what will be the bottom. In this case, it doesn't really matter. The grain pattern is pretty much the same. So we'll make this the top. We'll make that the top. Top. Okay. Because I am right-handed, I will draw on the, I'm assuming, let's see, the left side of this, so that when I go to the bandsaw, I'll be able to hold it in my right hand. Now, if you're left-handed, you may have to draw on the right-hand side, so you'll have to play around with whether you're left-handed or right-handed, and you'll understand what I mean when I get to the bandsaw. So we have to define what you want the blade to look like, or I should say the profile of the blade. And so I'm going to turn around this way just because this works better in my head this way. So you want to start cutting. You'll cut from this end, but you want your spatula to kind of have this kind of a look to it. So you want to cut both sides. Just kind of go up on that. That's going to be the profile of your spoon. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned before is it's important to have these sides cut perpendicular at this stage. That's important. So this isn't perfect, but it's close. So what's going to happen is I'm going to use this as a backer board as we maneuver through this cut. And I hope that you'll be able to see what I'm doing in here. So we're going to start in here like this and make our way. Now I realize that I have a really aggressive blade in here, but I don't feel like replacing it just for this quick, simple cut. So if it works well, then you'll see the video. If it doesn't work well, then you're not seeing this video. Okay, so here we go. And you want to keep this flat on the bed, and you want to try and keep it from rolling. Otherwise, your cuts are not going to be even. Okay, so there we go. Just like that. And that technique, you could do anything. You could cut any shape in there that you would like. Okay, now we go to the sander. Now the one thing I always check right away is to make sure that the thickness on this side is really close to the thickness on this side. Otherwise you'll get sanding and you'll get this side too thin and it'll be a fail. So far so good. So here we go. Here's the final product after it's been oiled and allowed to dry. Wipe off the excess oil. It's a beautiful Sunday morning.